Most ambitious pursuits don't fail at the beginning. They stall out in the long, quiet stretch after the initial adrenaline fades. While thousands of people have the energy to start a journey, far fewer possess the specific endurance required to survive the middle. This psychological gap is the central hurdle for the warrior Hanuman. His task is to find Queen Sita, who has been taken to the island of Lanka, a destination separated from him by an uncharted and hostile ocean. His physical preparation is total. This kinetic stance shows a warrior who has spent his life building the capacity for a massive burst of output. When he finally launches, the pressure he exerts is so extreme that it shatters the peak of Mount Mahendra. He accelerates upward with enough force to turn his body into a projectile. This initial burst is impressive, but a massive launch only provides the potential for success. It doesn't guarantee a landing. This map shows the crossing's reality. From India's southern coast, Hanuman enters a space where land rules no longer apply. Across hundreds of miles of open water, there are no landmarks. Lanka is a tiny target in a huge sea. To bridge this distance, Hanuman must navigate a series of encounters that threaten to bleed away his energy. These are not just physical barriers, they are tests of his ability to stay on course when the environment tries to pull him off. His first encounter is a colossal mountain named Menaka, which suddenly erupts from the sea to block his flight path. Menaka is an ally. Because of an old family debt, the mountain offers Hanuman a place to land and recover. It isn't trying to stop him with force, it's trying to stop him with hospitality. This is the friction of comfort. It's an internal pressure that suggests early progress is a valid excuse to stop before the work is done. If he lands, his velocity drops to zero. Hanuman touches the peak with his hand to show respect, but he refuses to actually put his feet down. He keeps his flight path locked. Completing a long-range mission requires the discipline to bypass the luxury of a stopping point, even when that comfort is offered in good faith. The next obstacle is Sarasa, the Serpent Queen. She rises from the water and demands Hanuman acknowledge her power before he can pass. Her challenge strikes his pride. He must enter her jaws and escape. It is a status game designed for confrontation. A warrior who prioritizes their own reputation would have stayed to fight her, wasting precious hours and energy to prove they couldn't be bullied. Instead, Hanuman plays the game on his terms. He grows into a giant to force her mouth open, then instantly shrinks into a speck. He flies in and out of her maw before she can snap her teeth shut. Staying focused on the mission means recognizing when a conflict is just a distraction for your ego. He wins not by defeating her, but by refusing to let her change his priorities. The final obstacle is Simhika, a demon who represents pure malice. She doesn't want respect or a conversation, she wants to consume him. Against a threat this direct, diplomacy is irrelevant. Clever size shifting and polite gestures provide no protection against something actively trying to destroy you. Hanuman dives directly into her throat, destroying her from the inside out. He meets her lethal end with immediate total force. When a threat is truly destructive, the only way to protect your trajectory is to eliminate that threat with decisive action. Hanuman finally reaches the edge of Lanka. He has covered the distance and survived the gauntlet of the open sea. Queen Sita is still there, waiting. But the journey across the water was only the first half of the problem. The onlookers in the heavens note how he finished the crossing. He used self-control to pass comfort, intelligence to bypass ego, and precision to survive ruin. But his most critical move happens after he arrives. He immediately sheds his giant form, returning to the size of a common monkey. Entering a fortress as a giant is the fastest way to get caught. By shrinking, he converts the energy of his massive leap into the stealth required for the actual search. Momentum is a tool for the crossing, not the goal itself. Hanuman proves that the force required to bridge a void is useless if you can't eventually trade that scale for the precision needed to finish the work. He earns the right to land by knowing exactly when to stop being a giant.